All right, great to be with you here. Damon Bruce, brought to you by Aiyuk Sandwiches. One down, one to go. Brandon Aiyuk and 49ers fans' long national nightmare has come to an end with a conclusion that I think everybody's going to be very happy with. It is a 4-year, $120 million extension for Brandon Aiyuk. He's not going anywhere. He remains with the Niners. This news breaking within the last few minutes. And here we are on YouTube having an emergency show to celebrate the fact that one major hurdle that stood between the 49ers and us kind of taking seriously this season and the urgency in which they need to win a Super Bowl, Brandon Aiyuk, you can take him off the board. You can take him off the board, and thank goodness for that. The 49er passing game just got better. Brock Purdy's season just got better. I think that the offensive line, with or without Trent Williams, just got better because Brandon Aiyuk presents as a target very quickly in any drop back, and an escape hatch is now there for Brock Purdy. Oh, by the way, one of the biggest downfield threats in all of football. Mr. First Down is now going to be practicing with the 49ers, getting ready for Monday Night Football, and this is good news for the 49ers and bad news for the Jets. Like and subscribe. It is great having you here, and thank God, Brandon Aiyuk, it's donezo. It is donezo. 4 years, $120 million. And because you have heard so much about this, happening, right? This is, who can you possibly believe? I want to show it to you in writing. Here it is in writing, right off of ESPN.com. 49ers, Brandon Aiyuk, 4 years, $120 million extension. Aiyuk now joins Tyreek Hill, the fifth highest paid receiver with an annual average value of $30 million per season. And look, Aiyuk got what he wanted. Is this a win for Brandon Aiyuk? In many ways, yes, it is, but it's a bigger win for the 49ers because this is a player which comes with a price tag that makes you go, woo, today, 2-3 years from now, this is normal going rate of any wide receiver who's a number one wide receiver in football. Wide receivers making about $50 million in your first two wide receivers is not going to be this abstract, hard to fit into a salary cap thought. The league will adjust around it. The league will adjust for growing minimum salaries for elite players. They're smart people. They understand this. So it's good news that this number has been reached. I don't want to be critical on a day where you should be excited, right? This is good news officially. It's officially good news. It feels like this number was reachable a month ago. Was it not? Doesn't it feel like this number was reachable a month and a half ago? It felt like the basement of any kumbaya was going to start right there. Now, no details yet on the guarantees, and yet the fine print of all of this is going to come out in the wash soon enough. But it really feels like 4 years, $120 million. That could have been found a few weeks ago. But no crying over spilt milk. The job that needed to be done has been done by Parag Marathe, John Lynch, and Kyle Shanahan. They've gotten their number one wide receiver into camp. And now it's time for Trent Williams. I think we all know that for this to really be anything other than good news, to graduate from good news to great news, in the next 24, 48 hours, the same kind of news, maybe over Labor Day weekend, that Trent Williams is going to be back for the 49ers. That's what they really, truly need to go back to the top of the conversation is, oh, by the way, I think that they could win a Super Bowl this year. You'll hear a little bit less from our friends Nick Wright and Colin Cowherd about the 49ers being the team to win the NFC West once that Trent Williams news comes into the good of the 49ers, and I certainly hope it comes in before Monday Night Football gets here. But this is great news for the 49ers. 4 years, $120 million for Brandon Aiyuk. Again, kind of feels like this number could have been reached a little while ago, but it's been reached. It's happening. This is good news. And the 49ers, I think, just got taken, a little bit more seriously by those of us who are starting to doubt how serious they really, truly were. Raphael529, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. And I also agree with this. Now go sign number 71. That sounds like a really good idea to me as well. I do believe we can celebrate for a moment a little maximum football right here, right now. I agree with you, Vince.
Maximum football!
Good luck to your San Jose State Spartans. You know, if this really is a number that the 49ers did have on the table 2-3 weeks ago, kind of shame on Brandon Aiyuk, and maybe, you know, the reality that he found is he wasn't going to get better than this. He really wasn't never in position to really control any of this. But look, before we say he got one over, it's pretty standard operating procedure to take a player of Brandon Aiyuk's ilk and not make them play on that fifth-year option. This is not, you know, an act of generosity which will go down in history on the 49ers part. I think this is the modern way of doing business in a brutal league that now is asking players to play a game extra than they were used to when they came into the league as rookies. We all know that 18th game is coming. You know, it's the most brutal sport out there. So looking to get the most amount of money, market value, while you're in the market is something that is reasonable for a player who is a Pro Bowl caliber player, who is an all-pro caliber player. And Brandon Aiyuk has had the kind of seasons that only but through the way the 49ers play have his numbers been reduced under elite production numbers. The man's an elite route runner. He's an elite producer. Something that Larry Kruger and I have talked about quite a bit is if analytics matter to the Dorcas Malorkai who are now running all sports, how can this guy be regarded as anything other than elite? Because all the analytics spit back, this guy is very, very special, and now he is a top 5 paid receiver in the league, and that feels about right. You know, is he as state-of-the-art as a guy like Justin Jefferson, whatever Jamar Chase is going to get, what CD Lamb just got? He probably isn't that, but he's awfully close. And this is a deal that means the national nightmare is over. Kyle, just saying, boom, let's fucking go. Yeah, I mean, it's time to go. It's officially time to go. Football's around the corner. I mean, what more can I tell you? It's going to be Monday Night Football, dun, 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 before you know it. Before you know it. I'm glad that there's no more reason to worry about this. There is still one more official headache that needs a contract extension Tylenol put on that, and that is for Trent Williams. And this just makes me think that a little sanity and a little urgency and a little no fooling around, do not F around and find out level of thinking is back with the 49ers, and that's got to be good for business. Corporal Tez saying, Damon, look, told you 2 weeks ago not to worry. He'll be there week 1. Look, it's good that he's going to be there week 1. Smash that like and eat it, Ikes. I could not agree anymore. Let me thank again Ike for sponsoring what we do around here. Thrilled to be in business with my longtime buddy who's got the best sandwich in the world just waiting for you. Maybe you've already passed lunchtime, need a little dinner tonight, just want to go home and celebrate Brandon Aiyuk. Pick up an Ike sandwich and celebrate. All good things 49ers with an Ike sandwich. And let me also tell you, all good things continuing with us and our good friends at the Dubliner West Portal. Today, we were proud to announce that they're in for another 6 months. They're coming with us through football season as a sponsor here of the show. We like that so much. Please help support the show by supporting our sponsors. Ike's, of course, Dubliner West Portal, and like and subscribe if you would, please. We're going to be live at the 2-minute warning of week 1. And again, it feels like the biggest warning of the season not going according to plan just sort of went to the wayside. There's one other warning. The warning of Trent Williams not being here is one that I would like to continue to warn the 49ers about. The urgency to sign Trent Williams, I thought even was greater than signing Brandon Aiyuk. But truthfully, the Brandon Aiyuk situation had been going on so long, they needed to reach resolution on it. The bad feelings that felt like they were bubbling up, that was being expressed by John Lynch publicly in press conferences, a level of frustration. I mean, it was just 24 hours ago, John Lynch basically said, we need to see the player on the field. Well, the player is going to be on the field now. For the next 4 years, $120 million. Again, the number that feels like a big number today will be standard operating procedure 2-3 years from now in the NFL. And wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 on just about every single team in this league is going to be a $55 to $60 million cap hit. Wide receiver number 1 is going to be making 28 to 32, and wide receiver number 2 is going to be making 24 to 28. That's kind of the new world that the NFL is entering. You saw all the wide receivers. I think there were 19 of them in ESPN's top 100. An awful lot of talent at the position. And I'll tell you, the next exploding market is going to be cornerback for sure. Without a doubt, the next exploding market is going to be corner. I actually think the exploding corner market is going to cut into the defensive line market because there's so much talent now on the outside, and every single team has got that ball out within 3 steps. So getting the ball out quicker, I think, is going to nullify defensive line play. You'll see defensive tackle play, pressure from your defensive tackle. The importance in that is going to rise, I think, in the NFL over the next few years. And the market that will next explode will be cornerback. Because if chief wide receivers are making 30, 32, to cover that, you're going to need to be paid kind of around the same, right? That's what agents are going to say. And they really won't be wrong. They really won't be wrong. Look at Jason throwing a little in the ganja jar. Thank you very much. $2. Our long national nightmare is over. It is Jason, PDSI. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. It's a done deal. I'll tell you, that is going to make Labor Day just a little bit nicer. Does it not? How about this? We got a member of the initiated celebrating an 8-month anniversary. Michael, thank you very much. Keeping Harvin over in Wisnowski saved us $1 million. I'm just kidding. No, look, that's not what happened. But look, this is really good news. And Michael, thank you very much for being a member. It's a hell of a way to support the channel. Indeed. Thank you for being here for an emergency show. We had to have this emergency show. Celebratory bong rips commence. Well, we got to go pick up the kids. It's too late in the day for celebratory bong rips, but it's not too early in the evening to start planning them. I will give you that much. Larry Kruger and I will have a wake up for you coming to you at 9 a.m. Friday morning. We finally have this topic to put to bed, and hopefully everybody gets to tuck the topic of Trent Williams into Betty Bye soon. Because if you tuck both Trent Williams in and Brandon Aiyuk in, as a 49er fan, you officially get to sleep better at night. There is no doubt about that. You will get to sleep better at night with those guys. This is good for Debo. This is good for Christian McCaffrey. God, this is good for Christian McCaffrey. This is so good for Christian McCaffrey. Brandon Aiyuk is such an elite downfield blocker as a wide receiver. This is great news for McCaffrey. This is great news for Purdy. It's great news for everyone associated with the offense. Kyle Shanahan is a play caller. This is really good news. I tell you, I thought about maybe banging some unders on the 49ers just a week ago, but I said, nope, not going to do it. No temptation, because if there's one thing that I continue to tell doubters, who have questions about Purdy, Shanahan, John Lynch, the way it's run, there's a lot of criticism that absolutely can point in the direction of the 49ers that they deserve. Being incompetent, stupid, and not getting or retaining the players that they need really isn't one of them. It hasn't been one of them. And it's good news that it will not be now added to the list of one of those things going wrong. Again, Vince, look at this, coming in with an emergency plus super chat. Shout out to all new members. Indeed, shout out to members of the initiated. Welcome. It is good to have you. It truly is. Good luck to your Spartans tonight. Good luck to Sparty tonight. And look, this is good news for the 49ers, for 49ers fans. And we've talked so much about this. I couldn't really talk anymore about it until we had a conclusion to bring you. We have conclusion. 4 years, 120 million. Brandon Aiyuk, it's done. He remains a Niner. It is good for all 49ers business. For business to truly be booming, making sure the best left tackle in football is protecting Brock Purdy's blind side is the best way to open shop against the Jets on Monday Night Football. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out for just a little bit more this Thursday. Good news on a Thursday afternoon. Brandon Aiyuk back with the 49ers. Boom. It's done. Football's right around the corner, everybody.
Maximum!
Oy, oy, oy!
Whatever that means. Sports don't build character, they reveal it.